All right, so you've got all this info about quick workouts, and you're probably wondering, like, do these 5-minute workouts everybody's talking about, do they really work?
Huh.
Today we're diving into EAH Fitness. They've got this secret weapon routine. It's supposed to give you a total body power-up. We're going to see if it lives up to the hype. We've got their transcript right here, so get ready to get energized.
Yeah, I'm really excited to break this one down. What I noticed right away is their holistic approach.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just about squeezing in a workout. It's about making these quick bursts of energy, part of a bigger picture of like well-being.
Okay, so let's talk about like why 5 minutes can even make a difference. Like, honest, I've tried those quick workouts before, and sometimes it feels like I'm just going through the motions, you know?
You might be surprised. Even a 5-minute workout can give you a real endorphin rush.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you often feel so good afterwards. Those feel-good chemicals are real. It's not hype. And that actually affects your mood, how you sleep, and even how you deal with stress during the day.
So it's not just about exercising, it's about getting your body and mind ready for the day. That makes sense. Especially since EAH Fitness seems to love morning workouts. Is there a reason they focus on that time? Does the timing really matter?
Absolutely. It all has to do with your circadian rhythm. You know, that internal clock that controls when you sleep and wake up. Working out in the morning sends a strong signal to your body. It's like turning on a switch for alertness.
Uh-huh.
And it helps you sleep better later.
Yeah, I can see how that would be helpful. But honestly, I have a hard time fitting AAY workout into my routine, let alone getting up early to do it. EAH Fitness keeps talking about this triangle of well-being: exercise, eating, and sleep. What's that all about?
Yeah, that's a big part of their philosophy. They believe these three things work together. They support each other.
Yeah.
If one part of the triangle is off, it messes everything up. It's like trying to drive a car with almost no gas, ignoring the check engine light, and never changing the oil.
Okay, yeah, I get the picture. So are they saying you have to be perfect in all 3 areas to see results? Let's be honest. Who has time for that?
That's a good question. And I think that's where EAH Fitness stands out. They're not focused on being perfect. They want you to make progress. Even small things can make a big difference, like adding short bursts of activity throughout your day, eating mindfully, and getting enough sleep. You'll be surprised how much better you feel.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better about my not-so-perfect habits. But let's get to the workout itself. What does this 5-minute power-up actually involve?
It's designed to target your major muscle groups, like keeping your heart rate up. Think of it as a condensed, full-body workout.
Condensed is definitely what we're going for here. Okay, walk me through it. What's the first move?
They start with arm circles to warm up your shoulders and get the blood flowing. You'll feel those joints loosening up right away. Then you move on to leg swings, which are great for your hip flexors and hamstrings, especially if you sit a lot.
So far, so good. Sounds pretty easy. What's next?
Then it's time for your core. With torso twists, you know those classic standing twists that work your obliques? They focus on controlled movements. Coming from your waist, not just your shoulders, it's about mobilizing your spine and strengthening those deep core muscles.
Yeah, just thinking about it. I can feel my obliques working. What's after that?
Next, they add some cardio with jumping jacks. It's a classic for a reason. It gets your heart pumping and works your whole body. They keep it short, just 15 seconds. But it's enough to boost your energy.
All right, I'm starting to feel the burn. Are we getting to the main part now?
Now we're moving into the strength building part. Focusing on those big muscle groups, they start with squats to work your legs and glutes.
Squats. Classic. I bet doing them right is important, especially in such a short workout.
You got it. They really emphasize proper form. They want you to think about sitting back into a chair and keeping your knees behind your toes. Just 30 seconds, and you'll feel those muscles working.
All right, bring on the burn. What comes after the squats?
Time for push-ups. They have modifications for different fitness levels, so you can do them on your toes or on your knees. Either way, it's 30 seconds of pure upper body strength training.
Push-ups. Can't get enough of them. What's next?
Get ready to engage your core again, because it's plank time. You hold the plank for 30 seconds, keeping your body straight from head to heels. It's a great way to build core stability and overall strength.
Oh, man. Just listening to you describe this, my abs are already shaking. What's after the plank?
Next up are lunges, which work on balance and leg strength. You alternate legs for 30 seconds, making sure to work both sides evenly. It's about taking control steps forward, lowering your body until your knees are bent at 90 degrees, keeping that front knee in line with your ankle.
Lunges are good, but I always feel a little wobbly. What's the last push in this 5-minute workout?
They turn up the intensity with burpees, a full-body exercise that combines a squat, a push-up, and a jump. They know brokies can be tough, so they offer modifications, like stepping back instead of jumping or skipping the push-up. It's about listening to your body and finding what's right for you.
Yeah, burpees are a challenge, but they definitely get the job done. Is that it? Or is there one last thing?
To finish it off, they go back to jumping jacks. For a final 30-second burst, they say this last push of energy will leave you feeling energized and ready for the day.
Wow, that's a lot packed into 5 minutes. I'm really surprised by how complete it feels.
Right. It's not just random exercises. It's a carefully designed sequence that works your main muscle groups. Includes both strength and cardio.
It's impressive. What happens after the 5 minutes? Do they just send you on your way?
Not exactly. They say it's important to stretch afterwards to help your muscles cool down and improve flexibility. They suggest holding each stretch for about 15 seconds, focusing on deep breaths, and enjoying that relaxed feeling after your workout.
That makes sense. So we've gone over the workout, but I'm curious about the bigger picture. EAH Fitness seems to have a specific philosophy. It's not just about these 5 minutes. It's about something more.
You're picking up on something really important. EAH Fitness is all about changing your lifestyle, not just a quick fitness fix. We'll talk more about that in the next segment.
Yeah, they're really into this idea that fitness isn't just about going to the gym for an hour. It's about making healthy choices every day in a way that actually works for you. And that's where their triangle of well-being comes in.
Okay, so we've got exercise, eating, and sleep, the trifecta. But is this just the same old advice everyone always gives us? What's different about EAH Fitness?
A lot of fitness programs only focus on the physical stuff, counting calories,
No.
crazy workouts, things like that. EAH Fitness seems to be more balanced. They know that real well-being means taking care of both your mind and body. I see what you mean. It sounds like they want you to change your whole lifestyle, not just find a quick fix. But how do they actually use this triangle idea? Is it just talk? Or do they give you actual tools and strategies?
That's where their content gets interesting. They don't just say eat healthy or get enough sleep. They give you specific recipes, tips for sleeping better, and even mindfulness exercises that you can use every day.
So they don't just tell you what to do, they actually show you how to do it. That's a big difference. What about the community aspect? They talk a lot about building a community around their program. How does that fit into their approach?
That's a smart move. They've got online forums, social media groups, and even in-person events where people can connect, share their experiences, and support each other.
I get it. It's like having a whole group of people to keep you motivated and on track. But I also see a potential problem. Doesn't that create pressure to be like everyone else? Could it make people compare themselves to others and feel like they're not good enough?
Yeah, that's a valid point. And EAH Fitness needs to be careful about that. They need to make sure their community makes everyone feel welcome and accepted, instead of setting unrealistic expectations or making people feel bad about themselves.
You're right. It's a tough balance. They need to celebrate each person's progress without saying everyone has to do the same thing. So they've got the workouts, the recipes, the sleep tips, the community. It seems like they've got it all covered. But does it actually work? Are people seeing results?
That's the big question, isn't it? And it's hard to say for sure without real data, but people are saying good things about it. It'll be interesting to see some long-term studies to see how well their program actually works.
That would definitely make them more believable. But I guess in the end, it depends on each person and what works for them.
Exactly. There's no magic solution for well-being. But EAH Fitness seems to have a good system that people can try out.
Okay, so we've looked at the EAH Fitness philosophy, their content, and their community. It's a pretty comprehensive approach. But let's go back to that 5-minute workout. Why is it so central to their program?
I think it's a great way to get started. It helps people overcome those mental blocks that keep them from taking action. It's easy to say you don't have time to exercise when you think you need hours to do it, but 5 minutes, everyone has 5 minutes.
That makes sense. It's like trying the water before you jump in the pool. You get a taste of the benefits without feeling overwhelmed.
And that can be really motivating. Once you feel those positive effects, the energy boost, the better mood, the sense of accomplishment, it can make you want to do more.
Yeah, I see how that could lead to more healthy choices throughout the day. But let's be real. Can 5 minutes really make a big difference in your health?
Well, it's not about changing your body overnight. It's about creating a habit, building momentum, and changing your mindset. And doing those small things consistently can definitely lead to big changes over time.
So it's about the long game, not expecting results right away. It's about making those healthy habits part of your life in a way that you can stick with.
Exactly. And EAH Fitness seems to be creating an environment that encourages that kind of gradual, positive change.
Okay, so we've unpacked the EAH fitness philosophy, their 5-minute workout, and their approach to building community. That's pretty impressive. But what are your overall thoughts? Do you see any downsides or things they could do better?
I think they're doing something really interesting. They're tapping into this growing need for a more holistic and sustainable way to be healthy. And their 5-minute workouts are a great starting point for people who are busy or intimidated by traditional workouts.
I agree. It's a nice change from those intense.
All-or-nothing programs that often make people feel burnt out or discouraged.
But what about their focus on positivity? Sometimes it seems a little too much, like they're ignoring the challenges that come with changing your lifestyle.
That's a good point. Their positive attitude can be motivating, but it's important to remember that the road to well-being isn't always easy. You'll have setbacks, challenges, and days when you just don't feel motivated.
So being a little more realistic could actually make their message more relatable and more effective. It's about finding that balance between being encouraging and acknowledging the real struggles people face.
Exactly. It's about being authentic and recognizing all the emotions that come with making positive changes in your life.
All right, so we've talked about their philosophy, the workouts, the community. What do you think EAH Fitness gets really right?
I think they really understand the importance of mindset. They always talk about believing in yourself and celebrating small victories.
Ah, that's so important, and people often forget about it. It's not just about the physical things you do. It's about what you tell yourself and making sure it supports your goals.
And that's what makes their approach so sustainable. It's not about forcing yourself to do things you hate. It's about creating a positive relationship with movement, with nourishing your body, with taking care of your overall well-being.
I love that. It's about seeing healthy habits as self-care, not punishment. But how do they actually turn that mindset into concrete actions?
Well, they use a lot of motivational language
Yeah.
in their content. They encourage people to set realistic goals, track their progress, and celebrate every step of the way. They also have guided meditations and journaling prompts that help people develop a more positive and supportive inner voice.
So they're giving people the tools to change their habits and change how they think about themselves. That's powerful stuff. But let's be honest, some people might think this whole positivity thing is cheesy or fake. How do you think EAH Fitness can deal with that skepticism?
It's tricky. They need to sound genuine and relatable. Without being too sugary or unrealistic, it's about acknowledging the challenges while still giving people hope.
So it's about being honest and transparent, even about the tough parts of the journey.
Exactly. It's about embracing all of the human experience.
Yeah.
The good and the bad, and finding ways to help people through it all.
Right. We've covered a lot of ground here, from the science of 5-minute workouts to the details of the EAH fitness approach. But what's the one thing you think our listeners should take away from this deep dive?
I hope they feel empowered to do something, anything, no matter how small. Whether it's trying that 5-minute workout, adding some healthy recipes to their week, or just getting a few more minutes of sleep, it's about finding those little victories that can lead to bigger changes.
I love that. It's about taking that first step, however small it is, and believing that it will lead to something better.
Exactly. And it's about understanding that well-being is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about consistency, being kind to yourself, and finding what works for you.
Okay, so we've talked about the science, the philosophy, the community. It's a pretty complete view of EAH Fitness. But now I want to get your thoughts on something that really stood out to me in their materials. They keep talking about how these 5-minute workouts can help you reclaim your time and invest in yourself. It's like they're saying exercise is something powerful, not just another chore. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a smart marketing tactic for sure, but it's also based on real psychology. When you see exercise as a way to take care of yourself, instead of a punishment for eating that extra piece of cake, it changes your whole attitude towards it.
So it's not about feeling guilty or depriving yourself. It's about making a choice to take care of your health and happiness. I can see how that would make you more motivated.
Exactly. It takes the pressure off. You're not trying to be perfect. You're just making small choices that help you feel good.
And that goes back to their idea of progress over perfection.
Right.
It's about taking small steps and celebrating your accomplishments along the way.
That's it. They get that real change doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. And you need to be patient with yourself. Embrace the good and the bad. And focus on the positive things you're doing.
I'm starting to see how everything fits together. The 5-minute workouts, the community, the focus on mindset, and the whole triangle of well-being. It's
Yeah.
like they've created this whole system to help people live healthier and happier lives.
That's a perfect way to describe it. It's not just about the individual parts. It's about how they all work together.
Okay, so let's say someone is listening to this and they want to try EAH Fitness. What's the most important thing to remember?
I'd say be open-minded and curious. Don't expect to see amazing results right away. Find the things that work for you and make you feel good. And be patient.
That's good advice. Start where you are, enjoy the process, and
Perfect.
celebrate your progress.
Exactly. And don't forget, there's no one right way to be healthy. What works for one person might not work for another. It's about trying different things, finding what you like, and creating a lifestyle that fits your needs and goals.
This has been a really insightful deep dive. It's made me want to rethink how I approach fitness and well-being.
Me too.
Hmm.
It's always interesting to look at these different methods and see how they can help people take charge of their health and happiness.
So to our listener, we hope you've learned something valuable from this deep dive into the world of EAH Fitness. Remember, it's all about finding what works for you. Start small, keep going, and most importantly, enjoy the journey.